All right, good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful Friday night out here in Southern California, December 16th, I believe. I want to say it's going to be a short, quick video. No music, no nothing. Just straight to the point. It's more of information. I've picked up some information. I feel it's kind of important for people who are building a Freightliner, especially when they get to the engine and the airbox filter part, which is where I'm at. And I found some stuff and I found some old photographs that I knew I had. And I'm going to share them with you guys in case you guys run into the same problem or decision time when you choose to build your Freightliner and equip it with a different type engine or motor. You may or may not use what I'm going to pass along, but I'm going to pass it along with for you anyways. I definitely want to thank Tom Klein and BNR for passing on a lot of info regarding that. Do I use a big square air filter that comes with the AMT kits with my Detroit diesel, or did have some other type setup? I'm still researching into that, but I'm covering interesting things, and I knew I had some interesting photographs, and I'm going to share them with you guys tonight. So quick video, no music, no nothing, but I do want to send out some thank yous, some hellos. Definitely want to send. Let me see here. I took notes. I want to thank Mike Caccioli, Mamed Miranda, Bob Young, like always. Bob Young, thank you. Moparnut62. I'm gonna shoot a YouTube short just for you tomorrow, sir, regarding a turtle or a tortoise. Mopar Nut. Want to I want to tell Adriana Robinson. Uh, I think this is interesting, Adriana. If you get a chance, whatever movie you rent or download or whatever, and you watch this weekend, pass it along and let us know what interests you. If you checked out that one movie that was we were talking about online, let us know what you think. But yeah, go for it. I think we all want to participate and see what you got. Adriana. I want to thank History and Heritage, their YouTube site, for their wonderful presentation of Master Sergeant Roy Benavides, Medal of Honor recipient, Master Sergeant Roy Benavides, who's someone I try to emulate and carry myself and conduct myself professionally and in my personal life. Roy Benavides, who's one of my heroes. GT Classic Plastic, hang in there, bud, and you will be shooting videos very soon again. Hang in there and don't give up, my friend. Fabinho Miniaturas 2.0. Gracias, amigo. Gracias, como siempre, por sus comentarios positivos, my friend. Let me see. Stan Walker, thank you very much for your kind comment the other day. And of course, I want to send a big shout out to Kim Stanley, California OG, buddy, 10-4. Okay, and I want to send a huge shout out to Freeman JPLK. Freeman JPLK, buddy. We love you. Keep being who you're being right here on YouTube. So, as Igor holds on to my Detroit diesel, real quick, what I want to talk about is I haven't talked enough about this, and the video I shot where I sanded or shaved away the thickness of the cab interior, it was all the first half of that was so. I just saw it the other night. It was so shaky and herky jerky all over the place. I'm gonna delete that one and reshoot that the way I should. But just real quick, without any fancy schmancy anything, we're just a camera on a tripod. Just the modifications I did to the front of the Freightliner. These are both Freightliners, and this is how they come, both of them, out of the box. All the work I have done in the front of my cab, to me, has just paid off in huge dividends that I never dreamed I would be achieving. And you guys saw me shave off the rivets and lower the headlights and put round headlights in there and single round headlights. But what I want to cover, and you can see I got the interior in there temporarily and the window materials. We're working on fitting the engine and all that non-exciting stuff that I'm not going to film. But I'm working slowly at it. What I wanted to share mostly, to me, what just went from this to this without moving the headlights down or adding the round headlights. Just cleaning up all that thick styrene in the front. What we did, I don't know if you saw, but we literally, not only did I shave the walls of the cab to make them thinner, but I sanded flat the front here and here, what I was calling the cheeks. It had high cheekbones. And the results are stunning. They're spectacular. This looks identical to the one, that front image I always have up on the computer, like a freeze frame, where she's looking right at us and she's got her wheels turned and stuff. Just like that. Now, by doing that, if you're going to attempt that, what I highly recommend is get a big piece. Well, shoot, I don't have any here at the moment. Get a big piece of tape, masking tape, and mask your bottom sheet metal there at the edge. Because if you don't, what I was being very careful to was not to sand. See, this plate up here, this sheet metal up here, sits on top of this sheet metal here, just right here, and it's riveted in place. So you got this step up, maybe what, half an inch going up to the next sheet metal plate. If you don't put that piece of tape down there or a piece of something to protect the bottom layer, what you're going to wind up doing, because you're using a sanding block and you're just going straight down like a machine, you're going to wipe out that step. And I almost did a couple times. We cleaned it up, fixed it up real good, and restored the it's not a seam. It's sheet metal sitting over another piece of sheet metal. So it's a step. And just the results are fantastic. I got rid of that high cheekbone thing here, and especially since it was coming in, pinched in. I moved, it's not pinched in as much anymore. It's moved out to where it matches the prototype video. That would be this part here and this dark triangle you see here, as opposed to over here. The dark triangle is not only more pronounced, but it shoots inward this way, so you don't have that wide piece of flat sheet metal like you do over here. If you guys can see what I'm talking about there. I hope I explained myself where you guys can kind of figure it out. But most of you guys have figured out my parrot mumblings, and good credit to you guys, man, and can figure out what I'm trying to say. But it has improved the overall image, and just every angle you look, I mean, it cleaned it up. I shaved the inside of the walls of the cab, the inside of around the windows, the back of this center column or pillar, and was able to, if you sand the inside of your cab here, up in here, this curved section, if you go in there with a soft curved, pre-curve your sanding stick before you go in there, or use a wooden dowel and a piece of sandpaper, if you can get in there and dig into there and hog out all that plastic, you can push that, in combination with sanding the walls around the windowsills thinner, you can push that windshield out more this way, so you no longer have that giant step. And it sits more closer. The plastic window, the clear part, sits more closer to your back of your window center sill there, the pillar. And it just improves it overall. You can tell from looking downwards onto it. Let me turn on some above lights. And just, it's something I highly recommend you guys do. Right now it's flopping down because it's all loosey-goosey. There's no glue in there. But it just improves it highly. Short of cutting out the windows and installing them flush with the sills, this is probably as close as you're going to get. But it just takes it away from looking like an AMT kit. And you can see the interior in there with the Tijuana tuck and roll upholstery. See that? Thank you, Tom Klein, for your tips regarding that. And you can see how, maybe you can't, but this triangle, this peak where, this angled peak where the bottom sheet metal plane meets with this diagonal one, or the one coming down at an angle, it looks like half an inch, and this one is much less thinner. Still, it jolts out like the real one. It's just not as thick as this one. So I highly recommend it. I really needed to pass that along. Let's move on to the next topic real quick before I don't want to make this a long tape at all, guys. Okay. Oh, real quick. I think sometime next week or the following week, probably during the week of between Christmas and New Year's, yes, I am going to, we are. I'm not sure, and you guys may pipe in, tell me what you guys feel. I'm going to do a long tutorial. It's going to be a long one, and I recommend it to anyone who's ever going to model a Freightliner kit or who has modeled one in the past. We're going to cover the subject of the seam and rivets. I might pull out a couple more cabs, just the cabs by themselves, because we're going to use different examples. It's going to be a long, that one is going to be a long lecture tutorial, maybe 3 or 4 parts. I'm sorry, guys, maybe even longer. Do I include it along with this build as part 24, 25, 26, 27? Or do I finish this build, and then when this build is done, I run those 4 or 5 as their own mini-series and make them all dramatic, like a Cecil B. DeMille type production. But that's how strongly I feel about AMT's Freightliner kits, and the bad ribbing they have received throughout the years, and they're actually treasures as far as I'm concerned. And if you can get the right bunch of guys guiding you on who are experienced and know what they're talking about to guide me when I'm doing this, look at the beautiful results you come out with. It's just, don't go by my words, go by your eyes. Just fantastic. It's fantastic. I mean, if you guys go in there and shave the walls there, look how thin those came out. That itself, believe it or not, yeah, you can see it here where I'm pointing it out, obviously, and you'll see it around the wheel wells and stuff. But no, where you see it, and this surprised the living daylights out of me, guys. Where you see it is right there. It almost looks like it's see-through. It's more dainty and soft. It looks like you're gonna crush just by picking it up the walls in, implode them in or something. What a dramatic change. And in person, it's just even more better than on video. Especially that horrible video I did that was all shaking, herky-jerky. I'm going to delete that one and reshoot it. Because AMT's Freightliner kits deserve a hell of a lot better than that video I shot when I was trying to explain something that was just, to me, a game changer. If you're going to model AMT's Freightliner kit, you got to watch those videos. You got to try at least follow my steps if you want that beautiful, beautiful model that steps up and away and out of the box from being an AMT to being a 1/25th scale model. And regarding the scale size, 1/24th, 1/25th, 1/32nd, 1/48th, 1/87th, all that stuff, as far as AMT is concerned, I'm not sure about Revell and other model makers. As far as AMT and Forces of Valor, Lionel and Mike's Train House is concerned, when they say, oh, this is 1/25th scale, or oh, this is 1/48th scale, my personal opinion has always been, and I had pissed off a bunch of people. I've gotten kicked out of forums. I've gotten kicked out of online groups. I've almost gotten chased out of train shows out in Chicago. I got in a couple almost fist fight. One guy came after me with a cane. It just goes on and on and on and on. And that's the kind of shit we used to go kick up when we used to go to those shows. Because I wouldn't say 125th. My honest opinion is AMT is 125th-ish. 124th-ish. That's my honest opinion. Some parts are 125th, some parts they fudge them, just like Forces of Valor, Mike's Train House, Lionel, and so on and so on and so on. And that's not an opinion. That's my professional, lifelong experience building these models. So let's get Igor here to bring our Detroit Diesel over. Well, thank you very much for dropping it on the ground, Igor, as he crawls away. Yes, master. So, do I go with that big AMT box? This is the last topic, then we're going to hang up, guys. Do I go with this big, giant box that AMT provides us? It's kind of hollow inside, and it's got bolts or rivets all around. So it looks like an armored metal citadel or something. Or does it have a different type setup? I'm going to start Googling and checking that out, and I'll come up with the correct answers. But I want to show you guys the actual photographs from Freightliner themselves. Now, when I'm going to do that big, long tutorial, but I've already done big, long tutorials on Freightliner when I was talking about lowering the cab and spotting features of the real ones. And I did that 3-part, almost like 10 Commandments episode. And I just say shit like that just to make myself laugh. But here we go. Tom, this is literature direct from Freightliner back in the day. It looks like it's sitting on a Cummins engine. And the box, that AMT gives us is, I guess it's backwards. You would have to move this piece here, and it's not as wide. It's a lot more narrower. You got this cool air duct. So, and this is actual Freightliner literature. This is their advertisement literature. And it says FAR Dynacell, French, frontal air. The frontal air induction system is a recent lightweight design developed exclusively by white Freightliner engineers. The center system is fiberglass frontal air duct and a FAR Duracell air cleaner. So on, so on, so on. Let's see here. Another interesting picture here is check out the drawings or the renderings for the Freightliner cab and all the framework. Remember I mentioned I'm going to build a Freightliner cab completely out of metal. I'm just going to have to try and get all the renderings, blueprints, drawings, shop drawings, anything I can get my hands on. But I'm going to actually build one, hopefully in 1/25th scale. That's just something I'm going to do. It's not going to fit into any modeling category, but I'm going to have that sucker proudly on my... I'll tell you what, if I keep building Freightliner models, which I think I am, many, many, many of them into the future in my lifetime, and I can pull off that Freightliner all-metal cab in 1/25th scale, then every single one of my Freightliner kits going on forward is going to have a full actual metal Freightliner cab. There's fuel tanks, aluminum, but there you go. And just a real quick shot for those of you guys who are building, and this doesn't exactly show you the airlines and brake lines and all that stuff because they're probably tucked inside the frame. But this gives you a nice shot, top view down, of a Freightliner frame. And this is from Freightliner's advertising literature. If you read the comments between my comments and you go to BNR and read his comments, it's we're talking about the research, the gathering, the literature, and I'm sure that guy has tons of stuff. And then you combine it, let's say, with Tom Klein, who actually, with his hands, either operated, drove, maintained, worked on all this heavy equipment in his lifetime. You start to see how valuable you guys here on YouTube are to me. And maybe you too, you just don't realize it. You're sitting on the couch right now, but you may be the guy who breaks the deal, man. You may go into whole new, you may take this hobby in a whole new direction. But if you don't get up off your ass, and if you don't participate, and you don't pull out your models, and if you're just gonna hide from your girlfriend when you buy a model because you want her to yell at you and all that stuff, and if you're just gonna do what Facebook tells you, what Mark Zuckerberger orders you, and become a Facebook drone and all that stuff, then this hobby may not be for you. But if you're a guy who uses his brain and thinks outside the box and thinks like a chess player all the time, and he's got his shit together, like the gentlemen that participate here on my YouTube channel, especially the ones that participate regularly, then you know what? There's nothing you can't do in this world, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm going to start gathering the research. I'm going to talk with the gentlemen here, BNR and Tom Klein and others, and if whatever I can gather in terms of publications, advertising, drawings, blueprints, stuff like that. And I got a surprise. If I can pull this video off way down the road, I'm going to surprise you guys, but I don't want to say anything just yet. It's about Freightliner. But, yeah, well, by the way, this is, when I did that 3-part video, there was so much information, I actually had to make myself a binder. So I've got pictures and documents. And by the way, there's the photo etch grill sets that they sell on 1/25th scale for AMT Freightliner kits. They're made in Czechoslovakia. I haven't been able to get them, or they don't produce them anymore, but there's a photograph of them. Just information like crazy. Notes, information, measurements, codes, anything, photographs, just goes on and on. I'm serious about Freightliner. And the more information I get, I'm going to put it in this notebook here. And when I get a whole bunch together, anyone's interested, I'll be more than happy to share or send you guys a copy. But here's another thing I want to share. Remember that ugly opening back here in this round, weird, dorky setup? Looky there. That's how it should look. So right at this seam line here, it drops down at not so severe of an angle, just like we thought, and it curves this way. So look what we just fixed, a problem with Freightliner that we weren't sure if, we knew something was off. Well, there you go. So I highly recommend, the best part of the hobby for me, and Robert over at BNR knows what I'm talking about. For me, it's the research. The research to me is my bread and butter. I could eat this stuff for breakfast every day. And I'm going to keep gathering more and more and stuff. I'm going to have volumes of this stuff here. And that's it for today. You guys have a great evening. Just wanted to share what I learned this last couple 2 days, and pass it along to you guys or anybody else who wants to model the AMT Freightliner kit and who has just always felt that there's something missing about that kit. Well, bud, join us and we'll solve all those problems and all those issues together. You guys have an awesome Friday. Have an awesome weekend. You guys take care.